It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
From Windsor, Ontario, it's Remotely Zach. And now from Studio 17 in the automotive capital of the world, oh boy, Zachary Thomas.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. Welcome to Remotely Zach. I am the host, everybody's favorite, Zachary Thomas. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you. Welcome to the show where if I received any monetization at all, I would be automatically tariffed. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. The show is crap, but it's good crap. Like when you sell something online, it's crap, but it's good crap. Me on a date, my body's crap, but it's good crap. So I am back from a bit of a break, and I'm still trying to wrap up the semester here. So if I was tasked with doing a 25-hour speech, I'd be able to pull it off in only 6 hours. I'm sorry. Cory Booker, is he still talking? No? Okay. Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, delivered a 25-hour speech. Yeah, he even broke the 24-hour speech by Strom Thurmond and one phrase by Mitch McConnell. Trump has announced sweeping new tariffs on basically every single country. He's like Oprah, but with tariffs. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. Everybody gets a tariff. Man, he is unleashing them around the world, including on islands inhabiting only penguins. Yeah, way to go, America. Now you've pissed off the pingu population. Better it be penguins than the Canadian geese. Oh boy. That's no. It also led to the best memes, like this one, and this one. Donald Trump even welcomed the LA Dodgers to the White House as if they haven't suffered enough. Where it got really strange. Take a look.
Looks like a movie star. He's got a good future, I'm telling you. All year, the Dodgers faced down adversity. You entered the playoffs battered and bruised, but not broken. When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy, they had great arms.
Okay, it's really starting to make sense now. The complimenting of the arm, the YMCA, him dancing like he's jerking off two guys at once. I mean, this man is just one BJ away from ending up in the cast of Mid-Century Modern. I swear, it's... All right, moving on. The internet is a buzz by Robert Irwin had a bit of a steamy photo shoot. I mean, me talking doesn't do it justice. Take a look at these pics. Crikey. That's enough. That's enough to whet my outback. I mean, show me that python. Yes. Oh man, you know what? Just leave it up. We got a great show for you tonight, the weirdest news found on the internet, but when we come back, we got some things to talk about. Stick with us. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. My name is Zach and welcome to my channel, Zachattackproductions. So what is the Zachattackproductions you speak of? I'm glad you asked. Zachattackproductions is a YouTube channel where you can find a variety of different content, such as my late night talk show, Remotely Zach, Strawberry Banana Cherry Freeze, $9.99, Lemonade, Prime Ice Poo. Man, who doesn't want a nice ice poo on a hot summer day? Hey Jack, what's going on? No, I'm at the beach. Got you covered. That's what the infrastructure bill is for. No joke, not kidding around.
It was because of DEI. It was all DEI. It's all this stuff.
My extensive Lego collection on Zach's Lego Show. Of course, as you can see, we've ended up here at the glass panel building, as well as I went for pop art design right here. I'll say it's the end of the era of Brick Bank in that corner. And you can find out some of the history behind some of your favorite landmarks. What was once a 50-lane bowling alley increased to 74, making it the largest bowling center in all of Canada. William Pope of Chattanooga, Tennessee, stated that he saw the vision of another prisoner hanged and the man's body buried under the window of his cell. The Mackinac Bridge is a 5-mile suspension bridge located right about here between the cities of St. Ignace and Mackinac City, Michigan. Wait, there's more. Me and my Power Panel have great conversations on Let's Talk.
But I also think certain people are too fast. Have you ever tried walking with Zach? He speed walks at a whole other level.
Am I being attacked on my own show
which
here?
Is hilarious.
So no matter what you're into, we have everything for everyone. So subscribe now because you're not getting that anywhere else. I'm Zachary Bellog and I approve this message because shouldn't we all have a little bit of variety in our YouTube channels? Oh, welcome back everyone. Welcome back. I had to fix my hair. Perks of doing a one-man show, there's no one to do it for me. Tonight, me and my Power Panel debate the topics that people probably aren't talking about. Here is Let's Talk. Welcome back to the chattiest panel talk show in Windsor. I'm Zach and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
Ksenia Semenova.
And Riley Shea.
Well, we just got back from voting in the provincial elections, but now we have to go into the federal elections. A federal election has been called for April 28th. So my question is, how do we feel about this going back to the polls?
Every vote counts.
Yes,
That's true.
I think we barely recovered from our previous snap provincial election. You know, that was pretty quick turnaround.
Was.
But this one's definitely could be argued more necessary because we're coming off of a leadership change, and I think an election was due anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like pretty soon. I don't know. I think I need to look at the candidates because I don't know who else is running besides Mark Carney, obviously, and I haven't really been paying attention that much.
Brian Mass also, yes, running.
Yes, Brian Massey will be running
So,
in the
yes.
NDP.
Yeah, I had just a fun moment about
Sure.
the elections because, like, for us Ukrainians, it's very weird that when people are putting faces of someone on their lawns, so we're
their lawns, yes.
so we think that it's like the house for sale or rent. And yesterday I was driving with my friend, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is selling a lot of houses." No, I say no, it's Brian Mass. So it means that people want him like for this new position.
Yeah, he's running for the election.
Yes,
For a
about the
millionth
election.
term.
And she's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, and I thought that this house is also sold or renting. I'm like, no, it's like their thing that they're putting it on.
So that's not a thing in probably besides like Canada and the U.S., right?
Yeah,
in the
like
U.S. they got
Northern
lawn
America, yeah.
signs
Oh my God!
too.
Before the election in the U.S., like I would just see on social media people with like multiple signs of different candidates on their lawn.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my God.
I always thought it was cool to look for like the independent signs, you know, try and see if you can drive around the neighborhood and find a Bloc Québécois. Well, Green Party's not as hard to come by,
No.
right? But Libertarian Party, or I think there's an Ontario one that's just called like the Not Party or something stupid like that.
Oh no!
But it's funny because like they can still afford a sign apparently. So you look around and see who's voting for those people, and they're like, oh, that's a different color. I'm not used to seeing that before.
About different people, so it was like maybe around 15 years ago in Kiev when we were electing for a new president. We had a guy, he named himself Darth Vader. Yeah. So his party was a dark party.
The Darth Party or the Dark Party?
The Dark Party.
Okay.
Yes, and so people like youngsters mostly, they were going and voting for Darth Vader.
For Darth Vader. Oh my gosh, that's
so it's
crazy.
about different people.
Yes.
But
Welcome to politics in
Yes.
2025, people.
So the other interesting thing that I think a lot of people, especially in the U.S., don't understand about our political system is that like Mark Carney is running for the Liberal Prime Minister role, but in order to elect him, we have to elect our local representative, right? So when he was appointed, there was a lot of people saying like, "Oh, he wasn't elected. This is unconstitutional, undemocratic, blah blah blah."
It's a dictatorship.
There was a lot of people saying that, but in reality, like, okay, we elected the Liberal Party. Doesn't matter who's in charge of it. We elected the Liberal Party 4 years ago, or whenever the last election was. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, in reality, we elected him, and in that case, it doesn't matter we elected that party, so it doesn't matter who the leadership goes to. We've elected that party, right?
Which is something you should have been taught in grade 2, by the way.
Yes. Well, if you live in Canada.
If you live in Canada.
You learn it if you live in Canada, but there's a lot of Americans and like people from other countries that are not a constitutional monarchy that don't understand how that works.
I have a question. Like, we're all living in different wards.
Yes.
So, for example, in my ward, mostly we can see orange side.
Yes.
It's about Brian Mass. What about yours?
So the wards are a little bit different because we have like I think 7 wards for Windsor, but the provincial is different and then the federal is different. So I think there's 3 or 4 candidates for Windsor.
Okay.
It's like Windsor West, Windsor Tecumseh, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of signs in my neighborhood at all, actually.
Okay.
But mostly this area is very orange because they're very pro-union and pro-working because of the factories around here, mostly because of the automakers. So you'll probably see a lot of orange, and then if you drive out to the county, you'd see a lot of blue, a lot of conservatives.
And how about your district?
So I live in Windsor West, so Brian Massey. Here's what I will say about this. First of all, Brian Massey has not come to my door asking for my support. So if he's watching, come to my door and ask for my support. But also, we have to look at a broader picture here because there's a lot of, let's just say the NDP ain't doing so hot. They're on the verge of possibly, in the polling at least, of a collapse. So I think in terms of Brian Massey, I think he will still get reelected because like I looked at the candidates that are running in Windsor West. There's no Liberal, like last time.
Oh, there's no Liberal.
There's no Liberal. So all those people who would have voted Liberal are likely going to vote for Brian Massey because that's like the only left party. There is a Conservative candidate, much like in the last election. I don't know who he is. He has also not come to my door that I know of. There's a Communist Party.
Oh, fun.
Oh, yes, there is a Communist Party.
There is a Communist Party, and then there's a People's Party of Canada.
The People's Party, that's the other one.
I will slam my door in your face.
You're so bad.
So if the Liberals do end up winning in this election, it's likely due to the collapse of the NDP. Because a lot of them, like I've seen online, are like, well, you know what? I'm going to hold my nose and vote for a Liberal candidate because they have a better shot at winning. Because I think NDP is polling about 6-7% at this moment, which is not great. So it'll be interesting to see even if Brian Massey can hold on to his seat. And also Jagmeet Singh would likely be projected, at least in polling, in his own riding to place 3rd.
Ooh, so he won't get his own seat.
He probably not, though if he does still win, I think a leadership change at the NDP side needs to happen.
It's probably in order,
I will say this. I will admit this to good company, so keep it just between us.
Okay.
Keep it just between us.
All internet.
There was a point when Trudeau was still the Prime Minister, where I was even considering voting for the Conservatives.
Oh, yes.
Which I know. Because like eventually I want to own my own home.
Right.
I want their economic message was actually getting through to me.
Right.
But then I remained still on the fence when I heard about other things like privatizing health.
Yeah.
Making guns like easier to get, like in the United States. And then I'm like, whoa, okay. So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Though I will say I like Mark Carney.
Yeah.
I do. I think
he could go
old,
far.
white, bland, and boring. That's what we need. Because look, I would like a politician with character.
Zach.
Old, white, bland, and boring. Is that what you're saying?
Thanks a lot.
Burn. No.
Not boring.
I will say after seeing a certain politician with character on the other side of the border, I'm fine with white, bland, and boring.
Sometimes it's nice to have a nice.
It's just somebody go in, do what they do.
With character.
That's fine. my character. All right, so that's that. Anywho, I was actually reading an interesting article or a news story about in New Zealand, parents are introducing their kids to landline phones versus giving them smartphones.
So as in that's the phone that they can use? That's the phone that they can use.
Now, Riley, landline is a phone that's not...
I was born in the year 2000, Zach. I had a VHS in my house for probably 10 years.
Call.
All right. Now, also for
I remember sitting on the kitchen counter talking to one of my friends from school.
Now,
in the middle of the kitchen on the landline phone, because I did not have a cell phone till I was 14 years old. And I actually had a landline in my room too, because we had one upstairs and that was just where it sat. So like I could also like sit on my bed and talk to people like on the corded landline phone, hanging out, you know?
I remember
like, oh my God, did you see what he was wearing? It was like so hot.
No.
I remember when we started to have this Panasonic one.
Yes.
It's without the cord.
Oh,
It's
cordless.
just the giant block
Yes,
one.
yes, a gray one. And everybody, where's the phone? Where's the phone?
Now-
The charger fitted.
What I will say here, if there's any millennial, or if you want to really blow your kids' minds, if there's any millennial out there or generation after that, if you could tell me what this is, comment down below and tell me what kind of phone this actually is.
I'm sorry.
Please do so, or you can call the number 8675309 and ask for Jenny. Just call now, 8765309. So yeah,
First 3 minutes for free.
we have the first, oh God, not that lamp, not that.
Okay, the first minute.
What are you wearing?
Oh my God. Okay.
So also, I will, before we wrap up here, I'll tell a funny, sad but funny story.
Okay, I need to take the phone away.
It really is. My niece, she just turned 6, and like my sister, like they have a landline phone.
Yeah.
So whenever she'll answer my niece, she'll answer the phone. She'll hold it like this,
Yes.
like thinking that it's like a smartphone. Like
she
she's
can
doing a video conference.
call
It's like,
them.
no, Willa, it's not that kind of phone, dear.
You know,
It's sad.
I bought my son from the Fisher Price.
Yep.
They have this kind of rotary phone.
Yep.
Oh no, my gosh, I'm a spoiler. It's a rotary phone.
Does it have the eyes on, the googly eyes on it?
Like the
So
vintage
yeah,
one,
and now I had noticed that in the daycare they also have for my daughter this normal one.
Yes.
And I think it's so cute. It has this kind of toys.
Yes.
It's adorable. But there is one thing I remember that my grandmother, she used to have 2 phones at home. And so like one was always next to my grandpa and it was always calling and he said, I'm not picking up. It's no one should call me, so I'm not picking up. And the second one was next to the kitchen, next to my grandma. It's like, you pick up. It's someone of your sisters. It was so cute.
That's kind of like my grandpa. He has like a newer like landline phone, but he'll pick it up, call his aunt, and
Hello?
talk, right?
Okay. Sure. They want us to wrap this up.
And it's not even a red phone.
Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of this conversation. If you want to see more, head over to the Zachattackproductions YouTube channel. We'll see you again next time because it's the chatter that matters. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
My thanks to Ksenia and Riley. We'll be right back with the weirdest news found on the internet. Oh, hey everyone. Hello. It's Friday, and that means it's time to get weird. Time for weird news. How much are you willing to pay for a Cheeto? Apparently over $87,000. No joke. That's because it was shaped like Charizard from the Pokemon series. You know, okay, first of all, Charizard wouldn't pay over $87,000 for a Cheeto that looked exactly like him. Like, huh? There were 60 bids on the uniquely shaped snack. According to the listing, the winning bid was $72,000 plus a buyer's premium. The Golden Auction House listed the snack as sold on Sunday. And I'm sure it tasted great. For over $87,000, it better have. It's time to head to the Great White North for the weirdest stories that will have you say,
Oh, Canada.
a small Ontario town has gone viral because of a questionable lawn sculpture. The sculpture in question was a 4-foot penis. This had heads turning and even raised some concerns. Oh, I'm sure it raised some concerns. The statue was erected at a house on Texas Road. Oh, it rose up like a ghost. Whoa! Boing. Well, some residents found the statue humorous. One neighbor isn't finding it funny. Judy Carney. It's frustrating, Carney told the Star. I think it's inappropriate, and I think it could be triggering to some people. Yeah, lesbians. I just don't think it's a good choice. It's always Judy. There's always a Judy. There's always a Judy. Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, Judy is so concerned about this statue that she had to call to local media to complain about it? I mean, it's staring at me. I can't eat. I can't sleep. It's always air. It's always air. Now, if that's not weird enough, the mayor had to be involved, calling other jurisdictions to see if they had this happen and what they could do. Could you imagine calling Hilda McDonald, the mayor of Leamington? Yeah, I was just wondering if you could advise me about what to do about this giant penis statue. I don't know. Well, it's a well-hung situation, to say the least. Anyway, that's the weirdness for this week, and now let's reach into the hat to look for your dad joke of the week. Let's see, what do we got? What type of cheese attracts bears? Chambarette. It's dumb. How do you handle a dangerous cheese? Carefully. All right, you know what? I don't blame you if you've left by now, but if you stayed to this moment, unfortunately, make sure to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. You can always find me on social media. Those links are down in the description below. I want to say thank you to my guests, Senya Semenova and Riley Shea. I've been your host, Zach, and I'll see you again next week. Same place, same time, maybe. Good night.
Well, that's the show for tonight. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with all the latest Remotely Zach. You can also follow us on our social media. I'm Ray Livingston. Good night.